Hi, my name is Dom, and this is another episode of Fake Adulting. Usually I do an intro and I do a whole big thing, but got a lot to say, don't know how I'm going to say it, so I think it was just best for me to just start rambling. Before I do, I just want to say to everyone who listened to my last episode or listened to any episode or listening to this episode currently, and this is your first time listening, thank you. I appreciate you. I do these infrequently, but when I do them, I'm coming from a place that I thought a lot about it, and I'm a little emotional, and I just got to talk to somebody. So, talk to the world. I think that's logical. I'm not a psychic. I don't know what my future holds. I tried not to look back too much about decisions I've made or things that I've done. Of course, I do. I reminisce about the past and like good times and even some bad times, just so you don't make the same mistake twice. But honestly, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in my professional life, my dating life, my mental state from day to day. It's a very chaotic, frustrating, maddening way to live. And I have a hard time focusing on what I can control and what truly matters. And that causes me to fly off the handle, whether it be putting something online, like a podcast, or writing something on a page of one of my media outlets, social media outlets, or just saying something in the heat of the moment because of just pure unadulterated rage, anger, frustration, sadness, fear, something. And I go up and down. I think that's just life. Sometimes I'm really, really depressed. Sometimes I'm really, really happy. Sometimes I'm really, really sad. Sometimes I'm really, really excited. It all depends on what day you catch me on. And I think that's most human beings for the most part. I know I'm a pessimist. I know I automatically think of the worst possible outcome before I think of what good can come out of things. Maybe that's because of my upbringing. Maybe that's because I have to unlearn a whole lot of bullshit that was tossed my way. I like to think the latter. But I always think of this line from when I was younger. Huge pro wrestling fan. And there used to be this group called D Generation X. And they had in their theme song a line by the gentleman performing the song saying, "Do you know who you're talking to?" And it's a very cocky, arrogant thing to say, but that's how I feel most of the time. When I'm at work and doing some stuff that I don't want to do, do you understand who you're talking to? When I'm trying to pursue a woman and she doesn't respond or doesn't engage, that's fine. Like I'm not telling you have to, but in my mind, I go back to that phrase. Do you know who you're talking to? You're not going to treat me like I'm average. On the surface, I may look average. I may just look like a normal, American male walking the streets, but what drives me truly is something that I lost a long time ago, which is arrogance. And recently I've been slowly but surely getting it back. It's is looked down upon, arrogance, but in the right setting, in the right light, arrogance is great. Me personally, I need it so I don't disintegrate and just go into a mind spiral of doom. I'm trying to rebuild my self-confidence. I go to therapy. I am engaged. I talk to friends and family and other people trying to gain clarity of who I really am. And it's hard. But one of those things I have noticed is that I need that arrogance. I need that arrogance when I do talk to women, when I do go on a job interview, when I do go to a place where I've never been before, and I got to poke my chest out and got to raise my head high so people don't think I'm unfamiliar with the scenery or wherever I'm at. I'm not saying to be cocky and arrogant every single day, every single hour, or anything like that. I'm just saying it works for me in certain situations to pump myself up. I'm just tired of people who are inconsiderate. I'm tired of people who don't value my time like their own time. I'm tired of having to apologize for being me, or apologize or trying to be nice or whatever the situation is. I'm tired of sparing other people's feelings in spite of my own. And that's where I think a lot of us get in trouble. We're trying to be nice individuals. We're trying to be nice human beings, but your counterparty, the person you're interacting with, whether it be your child or wife or son, brother, cousin, coworker, manager, boss, whoever it is, I would like to think a lot of people have sympathy and empathy, and we're not all sociopaths just walking around here just trying to do what's best for us, and who gives a fuck about what anybody else thinks. Sometimes that's the case too, but I feel like most people are sympathetic or empathetic to other people's emotions. And some people are just oblivious. They just don't have that emotional intelligence to see that whatever they're doing to someone else is having an effect on that person. All these things can be true. But in a vacuum, we should be better to each other. We should be nicer to each other. We should be kinder to each other. You know? Your boss should treat you with respect. Your girlfriend, wife, your boyfriend, husband should treat you with respect. Respect is communication. Respect is telling the truth. Not telling something that somebody wants to hear, but telling them the truth. Whether it's a good truth or a bad truth. Rip the Band-Aid off if it's bad news. And if it's good news, be excited to tell somebody some good news. I don't know, man. I just feel like everyone tiptoes around each other a lot. No one wants to be the bad person, or people want to hold on to people in case something else doesn't work out. And so they got a plan A, a plan B, a plan C type deal. But you can't transact humans like that. And I don't know. Society is it's not perfect, obviously, but I don't know. I just feel like there's too many good people out here who have to put up with a bunch of like really not so good people, or people who just don't realize that they don't realize that they're hurting other people because they don't have the emotional intelligence to state how they feel or what they think, or I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's not the lane I'm in anymore. Today, my whole thing with this was me personally, I'm just I'm not making any declarative statements. I just wanted to say that I hope there's people out there who understand where I was coming from. Don't sit around and be or feel like you're average because of someone else's own hangups and someone else's own things. Don't sit around and feel like you're inadequate because of someone else's BS. Life is hard. If you've listened to this podcast ever, you realize that life is hard. And I go through a lot, and I'm just here as a sounding board, and most of the time just listening and then giving my opinion after I've absorbed as much as something I can. And I'm at that point today. I have absorbed something for a long time, and I can no longer take it, and I respond by making it quite public of how I feel in the moment that I'm feeling it. This is my vehicle, my podcast, Fake Adulting. Because as the older I get, the less I feel I understand about what it is to be an adult and what it is to just grow up in a society that I honestly feel like doesn't get me, doesn't understand me. I feel like an alien in my own land, if you will. Try to avoid the BS, boys and girls. You're the shit, and no one can tell you differently. Believe in yourself, work hard, and just throw a little bit of faith in there and hope that everything works out. That's all you can really do in this life. Control what you can control. It's very hard to put into practice. Trust me, I know. I live it every day. Don't beat yourself up when you backslide, because it will happen. No one is perfect. And get out there, get some sun, enjoy the weather, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, enjoy the people that you really want to spend time with, and let everything else go. And once again, that's also easier said than done. But in the long run, you'll remember the time you had with the people you truly honestly cared about, and you won't be worried about the times where you couldn't get a response, or you couldn't get that job, or you couldn't, land that car, or you couldn't, whatever you couldn't do. You won't be thinking about that in the long run. You'll be thinking about all the fun things you did do, and you'll be wishing for more time that you had to go do it. So, with that said, this has been another episode of Fake Adulting. Thank you, as always, to every single soul who's ever listened and will listen and continues to listen. Tell a friend to tell a friend. My name's Dom. This has been Fake Adulting. Have a great day. Have a great life.